We'll start with David Hale from ESPN.
Hey, Braden. I'm curious this year as the team has kind of been maybe the target of a little more criticism outside of the program than years past. I think that comes with a lot of the success that you guys have had, that you win every year and people start getting tired of seeing you and start seeing things in a little different light. Do you guys sort of embrace that role of being the sort of hated target nationally that Alabama or even Ohio State maybe has been for a long time, or does it bother you to kind of hear some of that criticism from folks outside the program?
We don't focus on anything that's outside of the program. We focus on, trying to be the best version of Clemson that we can be. And it's not really about, what, the media is saying or what, outside sources are saying, because we know, who we are. We're a tight-knit group. It's Clemson family for a reason. And we just continue to try to work on that and continue being ourselves. Like I was over hearing Matt saying how, motivation has to be intrinsic, and so does the leadership, so does the love for one another. And not focusing on, what other people are saying, because that's the quickest way to break up a team. And you just have to learn how to embrace your target. And obviously we are one of the best programs in college football. So we know we're going to get everybody's best no matter who we're playing. So we have to prepare that way. We have to perform that way. We have to watch film that way. We have to practice that way. So we know we're getting everybody's best. So we have to do our job. For those who are coming after us, for those who have come before us, to continue doing what we can do to be the best version of Clemson that we can be.
Next is Trevor Groves from CUTigers.com.
Hey, Braden, obviously last year you're coming off the suspension in the playoff. I don't think you had any catches against Ohio State. You had one against LSU, but just how much does this mean to you personally to be able to have a big role in this moment?
I'm looking at it like it's any other game. I'm trusting in our coaches and in our support staff and in our players. We'll have a great plan. And whatever happens. As far as, whether I'm involved in the passing game or any of that, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself that I can be for this team and do anything that I can to help this team win. And I think a lot of our players have that mindset, and I think that's why we'll continue to be successful.
Next is Nathan Baird from Cleveland.com.
Hey, Braden, just curious if there's anything this season from being on the field more, playing with Travis Etienne more, that you have maybe that has impressed you more, that you've actually, now that you're actually able to play side by side with him, anything that has kind of elevated your opinion of him this season?
I would probably say my opinion of his speed. I always knew he was fast, but then you get out there, and I like to think of myself as kind of fast. And when you're running beside him, it's just like, it's not the same at all. That was probably the biggest thing. Obviously watching him on TV or watching him from the sideline, he looks very fast, but when you're on the field with him and he's running, there's just a different kind of speed that he brings. And you see why he's such an explosive player.
We'll now go to Andrea Adelson from the ACC Network.
I remember last year after the LSU loss, inside that stadium in the locker room, Trevor went around to all the teammates and said, we'll be back. And now you're going to be back in New Orleans to try and win a championship. What do you remember about the locker room and Trevor doing that, and kind of now being able to go back to the place to get a national championship in the same place where you lost it last year?
Yeah, I think the story was kind of already written, beforehand. I think it was obviously this is a great opportunity for us and a team, but it has like that fairy tale kind of story headline. We're going back to the same place we lost in order to try to get back to where we were last year, and I think it's a great opportunity. Obviously, Trev's a great leader. We have confidence in him. He has confidence in us, and I think that's why we're so successful. But when he said last year that we'll be back, there was nobody on our team that was doubting that. And so I think we just put our head down. We went to work, and then you look up, even through the midst through a pandemic and all this stuff, we're right where we want to be at this time of the year.
Next is Lawton Swan from ClemsonSportsTalk.com.
Hey, Braden, just thinking about your position and Tony Elliott's ability to utilize you guys, what are his strengths as an offensive coordinator in your mind, and just the success that you guys have had offensively throughout his tenure?
Oh yeah, I think he's versatile, and I think he's very confident. I think those are two things. Not only as offense coordinator, as a player, pretty much whatever you're doing, I feel like those are the biggest keys to be versatile and to be confident. And that's obviously what he does. He has great play calls. He has great preparation, and he can get really anybody the ball in any kind of way. So I think that's where the versatile comes from. And then obviously you're confident in what you do. We're confident in our day one install. We're confident in everything we put in through fall camp. And we trust when we run that we'll be successful doing that. So
Our final question will come from Patrick Murphy with 24/7 Sports.
Braden, Ohio State's used a few different guys defensively to match up with tight ends throughout the year, be it linebacker, slot corner, safety. Just from watching on film, what do you see from how they've defended the tight end and how you attack that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're linebackers, they're banded backers, they're very athletic. They're good in space, they're good in coverage. They also play the run very well. So they have a lot of different guys that cover the tight end specifically, depending on what personnel formations you're in. But all of them are very capable and being successful in the run and in the pass game. So you definitely have to prepare well, see their tendencies, see what they're good at, see what they're weaker at, and try to attack them that way.